Hey guys, it's Wheeling the Gamer Girl here, and today we're going to discuss one of the albums from the Bay City Rollers 1977 album, It's a Game. So this topic I'm going to actually talk about is a song from their album. It's called The Way I Feel Tonight. So actually, The Way I Feel Tonight is actually a pop ballad by the Bay City Rollers, and the tune was actually released and written by Harvey Shield. There was actually a featuring lead vocal by Les McEwen, and it's actually a slow, dramatic ballad with a heavily orchestrated arrangement. The song was actually released as a single vinyl in the numerous territories, and it had a peak position for number 24 on the Billboard 100 chart. This was actually the Rollers' final charting US single, and it was also the second and highest entry on the adult contemporary chart, where it was pegged at number 16. So the track listing, it has two songs called The Way I Feel Tonight and Love Power. And because of this, from the chart, which is actually from 1977 till 1978, in Australia it peaked number 56, Canada number 23, New Zealand 38. On the US Billboard 100, it's actually number 24, and it was actually the Rollers' final US charting. It's like on the US Billboard with the adult contemporary, it's 16, and the US Cashboards, it's top 100. So I'm just trying to say that this song is actually pretty good, and that song was also released alongside the song Don't Let the Music Die. And there's actually another song from their 1977 album, It's a Game. It was written by Eric Faulkner and Stuart Woody Wood, and it featured a lead vocal by Les McEwen. It's actually a slow, dramatic ballad with a heavy orchestrated arrangement and melancholy feel. It was released as a 7 double A side vinyl single with The Way I Feel Tonight in Japan, where it became a chart hit. But the label was actually produced by Toshiba EMI, or you can just say EMI Music Japan. So I was actually right that this album was actually popular among the fans, and It's a Game actually had their last certification before their popularity waned and their international success was faded. And because of this, I just say that this song is actually pretty good, and The Way I Feel Tonight is actually one of their most popular songs before the band actually, split up. And it's actually a really good album, and I'm just saying that, sometimes, that when you do something like that, you probably would have just said that it's really good. It's probably like I can feel it's orchestra, and because of this, I just say that this album was actually really, really popular among Japanese fans. And because It's a Game was actually their last album, their 6th studio album, and their 7th album, which is here. So actually, because of this, they actually have the popularity which actually waned because of their initial burst of fame, and subsequent albums would see this actually diminishing success. And I mentioned earlier that Ian Mitchell did leave the band in late 1976, only to be replaced by Pat McGlynn. But because McGlynn actually toured with the group, he did participate in the initial sessions for It's a Game, but he will be soon dismissed from the band afterwards. They will actually perform into a 4-piece band with Derek Longmuir, Les McEwen, Stuart Woody Wood, and Eric Faulkner until early 1978, where Alan Longmuir actually rejoined the fold. And because of this, a lot of the tracks like The Way I Feel Tonight was issued as a second single in the US. It actually marked the Bay City Rollers' final Hot 100 appearance, peaking at number 24, and it was the 3rd single of the album that was charting in Australia and New Zealand. And I would just say that this is the last album before, the popularity faded, and because of this, I would just say Rollermania was still here, but at the time in 1978 or late 1977, Rollermania was clearly over, and the trends were changing because in the late 70s, they actually featured some new wave bands like Duran Duran, Dire Straits, or any kind of band that was actually featured in here. And because Rollermania wasn't really popular anymore, the band went on to their separate ways in 1978, only to be replaced by Doug and Foy. I mentioned this earlier in my previous video, so you guys can check it out. As well as this, I just say that it's not really that bad, it's not really that bad. I really love this album, The Way I Feel Tonight. It's actually pretty good, and this album does bring a lot of memories at the time Rollermania was still out there. And because Rollermania wasn't really as popular as in 1978, the tartan outfits were gone. And I've mentioned this before. The tartan outfits were gone, and they actually were singing the songs which were not supposed to be in their tune. And because of this, their teen idol was slipping away, and it was more onto like pop rock. So I'm just trying to say that this album and this song is pretty good. You guys should really listen to this. It's pretty nice, and I heard the B-side was actually Love Power in the US and Don't Let the Music Die in Japan. And because in the UK by 1978, the fans of the Bay City Rollers, they don't want them anymore, and that was really sad. It broke my heart, and it also broke everyone's heart to see Les leaving, because of the Japanese incident that happened. And because they were also popular in Japan, I am just saying and stating this in my opinion that Japan was pretty popular among those girls who want to listen to it. And because of this, a lot of Japanese fans would enjoy listening to these kinds of music, and they would sing along to the beat. Even if the Bay City Rollers songs are not really that popular anymore, it is still an evergreen. And eventually, it's been 50 years since Rollermania started, so yeah, that was one of the reasons why that Rollermania, was the real reason why it was among those kinds of girls. Not just girls, but, somehow we managed to find out which girls were those. So yeah, that was actually the reasons why it was actually popular. And when I was really sad that, that this is their last song that they were going to sing before popularity waned, I was heartbroken that, once the trends changed and once the tartan outfits are gone, Rollermania was clearly over. And I couldn't believe my eyes. Like, I'm seriously sad, I feel like sometimes members can change a lot, And I do believe that sometimes Rollermania is pretty popular among people. And I do believe in that. So that's one of the reasons why Rollermania did have their swing from 1974 to 1977, the time where Rollermania actually had their breakthrough by the time their popularity was diminished and gone. So that's actually one of the reasons why Rollermania is actually supposed to be great, Anyways, guys, that's all for this video, and this is me signing off.